Hey, I'm Hannah, and thank you for tuning in to 107.7 WFCS New Britain, Hartford, The Edge. Today, we're hanging with the wonderful Ron from the singing and songwriting duo Paauron. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course. For a little background, Paauron is a musical duo from the wonderful Paul DiMauro and Ron Marq. They met 10 years ago at the CT Gay Men's Chorus and have been recently creating and performing together ever since. Their folksy lyrics and R&B vocals are tied with an electronic twist. We'll get into that later. While small but mighty, they're on their way with the intimate performances and upcoming music, which we're definitely going to have to talk about later. And also, they will be performing at the Artist Showcase happening tomorrow at CCSU Student Center Alumni Hall. Doors open at 8:30. It is a free event, and anybody is welcome. Now, Ron, thank you so much for being with us again. We wish Paul could be here, but he is here in spirit with us.
Yeah, Paulie, what gives?
I wanted to begin by asking, you, on behalf of both of you, what blossomed in the 10-year relationship between you two? How did that process go with creating Paauron? And was being in the CT Gay Men's Chorus a big inspiration towards the making of Paauron?
Actually, it was.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, first of all. And the way that it happened was actually really, it took quite a while to fully, bake and take shape.
Yeah.
So, yes, we've been in the chorus for 10 years together. He started as a second tenor. I was a first tenor, so we were a section apart. And, we knew each other. We were acquaintances. And as time went on, we were still kind of like within the same stratosphere, but didn't really know each other that well.
Yeah.
But when the pandemic hit and everything went virtual and we were rehearsing over Zoom and we're just really bummy times.
Yeah, right.
Mind you, in the year before that, we were starting to really get to know each other, really starting to gel, get a little closer. And then the pandemic hit and he and his loving partner, Henry, love you, Henry, was,
Shout out.
They decided to, for the sake of their safety, because, they're older gentlemen, they stayed inside and just completely walled themselves off to stay safe because, they didn't want to die.
Yeah.
But as the pandemic, quote unquote, let up, we started to get outside and do more things, and Paulie started to kind of creep out of his shell a little bit. And mind you, me being in the tenor one section, there was a point in time where COVID took out many of the first tenors one by one, like Hunger Games victims. So I was the only one left for a while. And at that point, I asked my director, hey, so we know that Paulie can sing. He's got the pipes. Do you think maybe we could have him as a tenor one so I'm not the only one there?
Yeah.
And our director said yes. He gave him along to our side, and we've been thick as thieves ever since. He's absolutely blossomed and flourished throughout the time in the tenor one section, and I'm very happy to have him sitting next to me as well. Though one amazing fact that I will always point out about Paulie is that not only is he the world's shortest man alive, but we love our short kings. We love our short kings.
Tall.
We love our short kings. He's gonna hate me.
Oh gosh, we love you.
He actually, and you can ask him on this, he had not publicly sang for over 40 years.
That's a long time.
He was basically bullied into submission throughout childhood, throughout school. When he grew older, it was a lot of the homophobia that kept him closeted and all kinds of things.
I can only imagine.
But when he joined the Connecticut Gay Men's Chorus back in 2016, 2015 for him. It's 10 years for me, it's 11 for him. But when he joined, he finally had that outlet where he could be himself and let his talent shine. And the golden voice that comes out of that man just blows us all away every single time.
I am so excited to hear it tomorrow. You together.
Thanks. He is, and he's not just a talented man. Like, he is seriously a gem of a human being. Yes, he is 70 years old, and yes, I am 32. And at first, it's like, okay, that's a very odd combination, but there's something really beautiful, precious, and absolutely priceless about an intergenerational friendship. The things that you can teach each other, the things that you can show each other, is leaps and bounds ahead of whatever you and your contemporary peers may discuss, or whatever you may find on social media. Like, we bonded over like weird tastes in music together. So I found him a cool track, he found me a cool track, and we just started like bonding over that. And, he introduced me into his musical world by getting me into another choir, the New Haven Oratorio, which is a little more hoity-toity classical, has the music in front of us, not nearly as much choreography as the Connecticut Game Chorus.
So you guys kind of like a show choir with the CT Game Chorus? Okay, gotcha.
And that was kind of a new realm for me, but I also managed to get Paulie out of his comfort zone completely.
Awesome.
Me and some of the my ex, my friend, and Paulie went to the Sweat Tour with Charlie and Troye Sivan.
Oh, you're joking. I'm so jealous.
No, we took them there. Girl, I waited in the queue. $40 tickets. I was not letting that go.
Oh, my gosh.
But we took him there, and he was just blown away. Like, he didn't even know what to do with himself. But one special moment out of all that kind of capitulates our musical coming together is there was a moment during the show when Troye Sivan made out with his dancer, and the crowd just lost their mind. Like, tons of teenage girls just screaming everywhere. And Paulie was sitting there, and I asked him after the show how he felt, and he said, as a 69 at the time, nice, but now 70 years old, he said, I never in my life thought that I would get to see something, so openly gay, like two hot guys kissing at a musical concert, and everyone in the crowd affirming that. Like, for him, that was just like what he's been fighting his whole life to be able to.
That's powerful. That is very powerful. So can I ask then, from becoming tenor ones with each other, the whole COVID process happening, you guys growing in that bond together, so how did Paauron begin then?
So we always thought about performing certain songs together, because we managed to, in being in the New Haven Oratorio Choir, we started to get involved in their annual fundraiser that they have every year, which involves like a talent show cabaret. Members and friends of members get together and put on a musical or comedic or what have you kind of performance for proceeds going to the choir. There's food, there's wine, there's a band, all wonderful things.
Absolute vibes.
And it's ironic, we're actually singing, and I am emceeing that Sunday right after this.
Oh, okay. Well, shameless plug.
Booked and busy. That's what I can say.
And that's good to hear.
But when we first did that, Paulie was kind of like, I'm not too sure, but like, I trust you enough to do this, because yes, he's been singing now for 10 years, but I wasn't sure how comfortable he was.
Yeah.
And, outside of a choral context, it's just me and him.
Yeah.
But he gave it a chance. He loved it. And from then on, we started to, play with the idea of like, what if we were like a musical duo?
Yeah.
Like, what would we call ourselves? What kind of music would we make? And then I decided, your name is Paul, I go by Ron. Let's smush them together and become this crazy duo that makes this, genre bending, all over the place kind of music, and see where it takes us. And here we are.
And you guys blossomed. So actually, on the topic of the music, and I know you mentioned earlier the different genres you guys are into are pretty funky and different. We touched on folk, electronic, R&B in the brief description. So do you incorporate those genres a lot in the original songs you guys are maybe in the process of making? Or do you guys also perform mainly covers as well?
We do our best to be as musically open as possible, but still keep it familiar. So, in our first performance at last year's
The Artist Showcase last year, yeah.
right, the words, I know them.
No, I understand it.
We actually performed an original song that Paulie wrote years and years and years ago.
That must be so special for him.
It's pretty autobiographical. It's called "Fly on the Wall." It's about how he, being in the closet but in plain sight, would hear the horrible homophobic things that he would get from his coworkers, from people in public, all the while being present like a fly on the wall while you're listening to all of this, just taking it in. But to for him, he felt like an outcast and just like he was present but not present at the same time. He didn't really know his place, but now he doesn't have to be a fly on the wall. He can flourish and be himself and absolutely take up the space that he deserves to. And a queer student was in the crowd that night hearing that sound, went up to us afterwards and thanked him for that, because that student really needed to hear that affirmation from him at that time.
Yeah. So what kind of genre, like, did it touch on, was it more acoustic or?
He wanted more of a acoustic folk vibe. That was I don't want to like cheapen it to like, some kind of coffee house vibe.
No, yeah.
But it was as simple as the song is. It's one of those, like, think of True Colors or one of those anthemic song. Like, you could make it a big anthemic production, but it's just as powerful on an unplugged vibe. And I'm so happy that Paulie was able to get that message out. He said, I'm older in age, so if I happen to go, which is hopefully no time soon, then I at least, that's the message that I want to get out there. That's what I want. That's the mark I want to make on this world.
Yes, that's awesome. And beyond that, like with the original music, do you guys kind of bounce off of that with different songs that have already been put out there with your lineup?
Yes, we like to harken back to our various influences. There will be some old EDM tracks that I've heard by like Justice or Daft Punk or even old Detroit house, Larry Levin, Frankie Fingers, all kinds of, influences from the past. Honestly, I grew up on smooth jazz, R&B, and gospel, so you'll get a little bit of Sade, a little bit of Anita Baker, a little bit of all over the place. Like, I try to say that I guess my tastes are very grown. Like, think of, when you were a kid riding in the backseat of your mom's car on a rainy day as Light 100.5 was playing.
Oh, yeah.
And the adult contemporary was on. And next thing you know, you looking out the window pretending you're in a music video. That kind of vibe.
Oh, I love that.
That kind of vibe. That was me.
Oh, yeah.
And Paulie was more of the, he said himself, he's a weirdo. So he was into like Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, some real classic rock, some real folksy, like off the wall type of stuff. And he was just happy that he found someone who was not just a friend, but someone who like matched his freak in that way.
Yeah, of course. And I'm so excited now to see what you guys bring tomorrow with that little preview of all those genres and music and artists that you shout out. That was awesome. I wanted to ask, what is the preparation process with you guys with performing live in events such as the Artist Showcase tomorrow? Like, put us in the room with you and how Paauron operates.
Well, I like to make sure that Paulie and whoever I collaborate with is as comfortable as possible.
Of course.
I want to make the process as easy as it can be. So one thing about Paulie is that he has arthritis, so unfortunately he's not able to play the guitar as well as he previously could. So we do use tracks, but in the production of said tracks, I make sure that I have his input so that we have so that everything's balanced, so that I don't have like all of my input and none of what he wants. As laid back as he is, he's very receptive, and he has a good musical ear. So he'll say, "Oh, maybe you should sing this stanza. Then we'll trade off at this point, and then we'll harmonize here." Like, I really appreciate his eye and his ear for the way that we've been building together, and we'll sing some notes and see what works, what doesn't. A lot of our work is very off the cuff. We'll decide on either a song to cover or one of the originals, and we'll think, okay, maybe that should go here. No, this should go here. It's like a giant puzzle.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. And he must be just such an inspiration to you. Like, both of you just sound like you completely bounce off of each other with your musical inspiration. It's always so refreshing to hear people that are just so like immersed in music and just so inspired by that. And you two are just so great. And I also wanted to ask kind of a silly question next. And I did some social media stalking, and I saw that you guys title yourself a Sasquatch and a Raven. Now, I want to know who is who and why those specific animals.
For some odd reason, I had a feeling that was going to come up. But,
definitely.
Just based on our size differences, I am the Sasquatch and he is the Raven.
Oh my gosh!
Because it's funny, we had that question that most musicians get in interviews, like, if you were any animal, real or fake, what would you be? And there was like that video of Destiny's Child when Beyonce was like, I would be a panther in the jungle. I'm pretty sure they had no idea where they were when they did that. But nonetheless, I remember this, we were in Boston at an arboretum seeing a bunch of lilacs and pretty flowers, because he and his partner, oh my God, Paulie and Henry are birders. They're just the sweetest little couple ever. So, we go out and do stuff with them. It's all kinds of fun. But while we were going out and doing that, and I bounced off the musical duo question, I'm like, well, wait, what kind of animal would you be? And he said, I'm kind of a raven. I can be kind of broody and mysterious, but at the same time, I'm, just going around doing my weird little things. I'm like, oh, wow, that really does fit you very well. And meanwhile, Sasquatch is one of my nicknames. So,
oh, really? Tall,
gangly, size 13 feet. It all goes together. But it's a little bit philosophical, not going to lie.
Ooh, I want to hear.
So, as we know, Sasquatch is this big,
oh, you're sure? I just noticed.
Yeah, yep. That's
oh my God.
Squatch, but that's another story.
Oh my gosh.
But Sasquatch is this big mythical creature that no one knows if it's real or not. You know of it, you never seen it, and I likened that to how when I was younger, I was very eccentric, very flamboyant and out there, but did not have many friends. No one really liked me. I was just kind of like weird and by myself. So I thought that, oh wow, me and Sasquatch share a lot in common, how we're known but not really known, and people have these preconceived notions of what I am but don't really know me. So I thought to myself, no, Sasquatch is going to show you exactly who he is.
Right.
And I am no longer going to stay hidden. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be proud, and I'm going to show the world exactly who I am so that they cannot put me in a box.
That is so beautiful. I love the symbolism behind both stories. And low-key, just saying, you guys should put out some merch for that, because I would purchase. Just saying.
I mean, and Polly's my little raven that will just
perch on your shoulder.
Perch on my
Yes, of course. Now, I feel like we kind of talked about this maybe a little bit earlier, but what are your goals so far as an iconic singing and songwriting duo? Oh my gosh, words for me too. Because personally, I would love to stream you guys on platforms and get to hear you guys.
Well, in the midst of, college, words and all.
Oh, of course.
And our other choruses and life and whatnot. Granted, Paulie's retired, so he should have nothing getting in the way.
No, oh my gosh.
We have been, writing in a Google Doc, our lyrics and whatnot, pages and pages of all kinds of ideas and whatnot, little voice memos of notes that we'd play here and there as to like, oh, this sounds really good. Do you think we should put it with this, put it with that? Like, It's basically one giant ADHD tangent in
we love that.
musical and textual form that we are finally looking to once, the semester dies down and we're able to get together and really get in the studio and cook. We're going to come out with a few songs, and I actually have an idea of a little concept EP for Pauly because, ironically enough, one of the things that he likes to write about and talk about in his songs, mortality, death.
Yeah.
And I mean, him being 70 years old, he's come to terms with it, but it's kind of sort of his swan song of sorts. Like I said before, he wants to leave his mark on the world, and even though he took a long time to finally get out and sing, it's like, now that I am singing, I have something to say and you're going to hear it.
I feel like Paul truly encapsulates that life doesn't end based off of age, and that you should just keep going. And I think that is so powerful to hear, that he, instead of letting it looming over him, he embraces the whole concept and writes about it and kind of uses his own creativity to take advantage of that. And I just love that. Do you guys, when you guys do come to that point where you put out music, and even now, do you guys have any goals on venues? Would you go out of Connecticut, do anything of that sorts?
Wow. Well, we have thought of it. I mean,
of course,
we do the coffee house vibes and the artist showcase and showcases and all kinds of larger events that come on, and people are saying, you have a musical group that you want to perform, by all means. Though when we do get our traction going, we'd love Toad's Place, or the space at the ballroom, or the Webster, all kinds of cute little one-off places. Though I did have this idea the other day when we hung out. We went to the museum at Yale in downtown New Haven, and there was a little corridor in the upper part outside that had a little sculpture garden, and I thought, this would be a great spot for an exclusive music video.
Oh my gosh, music video. Okay.
Just all kinds of weird, crazy, one-off subjects
And why not?
Yeah, I mean, if I had a nickel for every time that we had some cool, crazy idea, we'd be rich. But hopefully this summer, fate willing, we'll be able to actually put out one, or at least one of those things. I'm trying to get in the mindset of put it out there, even if it's not good, put it out there. At least have something out there.
Yeah, because who cares at the end of the day? Because like you said earlier, that one audience member, the last showcase, that really truly made a difference to them. And you don't know, just by putting stuff out, what that can do for you too, and so many other people. And I'm just so inspired by you guys. I just cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow night. I know we kind of talked about it a little earlier, but what kind of vibes should we catch? Even outfit vibes? Do you guys have some matching stuff going on? What are we thinking?
Well, my favorite color is green. His favorite color is red. So whenever we go out in our colors, we just end up looking like Gay Christmas. But last year we went kind of all over the gamut. We sang chanson in French. We sang the original by Pauly. We sang Caroline Polachek. We sang all over the place. But we're keeping it short and sweet. Unfortunately, no Sabrina Carpenter. But
come on.
You'll have a very stripped down electronic version of a famous song by Daft Punk.
Ooh, that's exciting. I cannot wait. Do you guys, I know in the promo I posted for you too, you had those matching sparkly suits. And
yes.
I know we love the fashion as well incorporated, so are we going to get something surprising visually as well, maybe?
Oh, yes.
Oh, of course.
Well, because we were covering Daft Punk, I wanted to so badly 3D print their helmets for the show.
Oh my gosh.
But I could not.
It's okay.
Oh my God.
Next year.
It would have ate so hard. It would have ate so hard. But no, we are
Yeah.
going to give, we like the visual to match our vocals. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have something absolutely wonderful cooked up.
That is awesome. And I have run out of questions. And I just want to thank you again for coming on and joining WFCS with this interview and hanging out with me. I know, again, I wish Paul could be here. Paul, shout out to you. We cannot wait to see you at the Artist Showcase tomorrow. And to the listeners listening and anybody watching, please come by tomorrow night. Doors open at 8:30 in CCSU Student Center's Alumni Hall. And come join the Artist Showcase. You will see Paauron. Before this, we had Taylor Doyle on. We have just a sick lineup, and I just cannot wait for tomorrow night. And again, I wanted to thank you for being here. Where could we find Paauron on social medias?
You can find us over on Insta, Blue Sky, all that kind of stuff. We are at Paauron. We pronounced it Paauron. Yes, I know, name pun. At Paauron. We just smushed our names together, and we decided, you know what, that's original enough. Why not?
I think it's great. I think it really does have a ring to it. And yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Again, so excited tonight. All right. Bye.
Thank you.